I haven't always painted, but I have always been creative. Made lots of things when I was a kid and always interested in drawing and assembling and cutting out pictures. And I came to painting a little bit later than usual, I suppose. But I have always done stuff that had a creative bent. Originally, I was completely self-taught. I started off working in an art materials shop owned by my parents and taught myself how to use the materials that we had for sale, just because customers were coming in and asking what they were used for and whether it was right for their project. So I had to teach myself how to do that, really. But I have studied recently. I've been to Arts University Bournemouth to do my contemporary fine art degree, which I graduated last year. I turned professional by accident, really, simply because I've always loved teaching and I've always loved passing on my knowledge. I think that probably comes from a career started teaching dance, and it went on to that for greeting customers in the shop and answering their questions and passing on any information that I had. And it was the love of teaching that made me start holding just a few classes for a couple of people. So I kind of turned professional without really noticing it. I started to hold a few more classes with a few more people and then started demonstrating for art societies and have ended up where I am now. I really love the teaching, and I really love teaching in front of a live audience. There's nothing I like more than getting some reaction from a crowd or really zoning in on one-to-one and helping somebody out with a problem that they have with their painting. But I also really like spending time in my studio and experimenting. I'm not a particularly traditional painter, although I use traditional materials, and so I call it playtime in my studio, and that I do enjoy, but that's usually a spin-off of something somebody's asked me or something that someone has prompted me to do. I like to get out and about because I like to take photographs and I like to use my own reference material for photographs. I do occasionally sit out and paint on plein air, but for me, going out is more about observation, and I spend an awful lot of time walking my two dogs, looking at the countryside because those are the things that inspire me, and making sure that I absorb all the information rather than bypassing it. There's a standing joke in my house that I spend more time looking up than I do looking down and where I'm going. And then I take all of that back to the studio and I take all the experiments that I've been doing and try to find a combination of the two. My favourite subjects are the things that I'm surrounded by on a daily basis. So I love the county where I live, which is Dorset. We have beautiful countryside. But I think probably my favourite subjects are things in close-up. And seed heads and flowers and animals are the things that dominate my work. I also like to inject a bit of personality into all the things that I paint. So I try to find the thing that makes the subject what it is. So whether it's a fluffy dandelion head or a cheeky dog or a very structural looking piece of hogweed, that's the thing that I try and inject by using texture. I think my favourite medium is probably watercolour, but watercolour used a little bit differently. I do love using collage, I do love using textures, I love adding all sorts of unusual things into my work, but I seem to always come back to watercolour just because it does the things on the paper that I can't get other paints to do. So it's light and it's translucent and it flows and I don't have to touch it very much, and it just has a really lovely light, airy quality that I really love. Oh, my favourite artist, that's a tough one. I mean, an artist that really stands out for me is Anne Blockley. Another artist that I love is Hazel Soane for her use of very loose watercolours. But I get influenced by all sorts of other things as well. I get influenced by music and music lyrics and film and wildlife photography and television programmes. So I have quite an eclectic mix of inspiration, really. My first DVD has been a lot less scary than I anticipated. It's been really fun to do. It's been really fun to explore and to spend time looking at how I do something and the order that I do things in. And it's been great to do all the planning and see it right through to its conclusion. It's been a great project for me.
And the crew were lovely.
Of course the crew were lovely.
Excellent. Thank you, Ali. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great stuff.
Okay.